So this week we are going to take a look at the Love4eva MV, plus the infamous one teaser that introduced the assigned emotions of the members to us. And I'm also going to explain what this story of the members means in the overall lore of the Loonaverse. Love4eva is kind of an interesting title in a lot of different ways. The Eva or Eva seems to be a reference to Eve, which in Hebrew is actually pronounced more like Eva than Eve. And then love forever, since there are 4 members, and then love forever, as in loving yourself forever, maybe? I mean, the YYXY unit has this theme of starting to love yourself, and for some people, truly loving yourself fully is like a lifelong journey, just food for thought. So first of all, the intro is the reverse of the Loona 1/3 intro, indicating to us that YYXY is a reverse of 1/3, as well as them being flipped, so seeing everything from a different perspective. We start the MV in media res, which means that we get thrown right into the midst of things going on, and then flash back to the beginning of the story to see things unfold until we get to the point of the beginning. Again, YYXY's MVs are playing around with the timeline and flashing back and forward in time. YYXY and Go-on's MVs take place before Love4eva, Olivia Hayes' MV afterwards. The beginning of the Love4eva MV is actually closer to the end of the story, and so on and so forth. In media res is often used to portray the events as some type of fate. Now that you know where the story is going to end, it is inevitably going to end this way. So you only wait for events to unfold and see how this outcome comes to be. It also immediately lets us know that this MV is about Olivia Hay being left behind by the other members. It lets us see the events as if we were looking inside Olivia's head, where she's thinking about what led to her being left alone by her members. What made the members hate her so much that they would do such a thing? In a way, it is the perfect reverse for Loona 1/3's Love and Live. In Love and Live, the members care for Bibi, even though she is an outsider at first. They try to do their best to make her feel more included, and they look out for her. At the end of the MV, this love and positive outlook is what turns Bibi back into a human. She feels accepted and like she is a part of the group. Hence why the backpack says love and live. Bibi ends the story with her members being part of her life now, and Olivia ends the MV being all alone. They are great counterparts in a way, since both of the MVs show us how being an outsider can look like. Either you have great friends that help you out, or you don't. But on another level, it could also be interpreted in a way where 1/3 acts like they don't treat Bibi like an outsider and only mean the best for her, but they actually do not care. I mean, they drink lemonade every day, and they still never notice that Bibi does not actually drink the lemonade. They care so much that they do not even notice when Bibi just stays behind. And on the other hand, Bibi, Chu, and Go-on do seem cold to Olivia, but they also do these cruel things to make Olivia question her loyalty towards Eden. They put a blood plum on her plate, they give her every chance they can to make her open her eyes, but she just refuses to, so they stop. They stop being together with her, they stop including her in their plans, and still they seemingly regret not being able to take Olivia with them. There doesn't seem to be bad blood between any of them once they reconnect in the Hi Hi MV. Vice versa even, when we see the big smile on Olivia's face when she sees Eve, which does seem like a great contrast to the 1/3 members in Hi Hi. Remember how Bibi runs across the tracks alone? And Olivia is running together with her members, so, you know, just think about it. I also think that it is really interesting to start the song with the sentence "Hello," finally introducing Loona, since this is not the debut of Loona, but of Loona YYXY. So does this indicate to us that Loona is now complete with the YYXY members also having entered Earth after this MV? It is also really interesting to me that this castle is surrounded by a forest, and forests are often seen in Middle-earth. I've said this before, but I believe that these forests are some kind of connection of Eden, Earth, and Middle-earth. Forests are believed to be some type of portal or connection to different places in some folk and urban lore. This of course makes sense if we look at this from a modern perspective. Oftentimes forests are difficult to navigate, and since trees are really good at noise cancelling, well, you can get lost very quickly. This is also why some folklore explains people going missing in forests as some type of supernatural phenomenon, from fairies over witches to, well, portals to other realms of existence. And this is not only true in European, but also in Asian folklore. For example, in Japan, where there's the belief that forests are the homes of kami, gods, and that they are spiritual places. Interestingly enough, the kanji for forest, or in Japanese mori, are 3 ki characters, which together create a little forest. 1 ki character is a tree, 2 ki characters are the kanji for a grove, and 3 make a forest. So let's continue. We can see the castle-like building the YYXY members presumably live in, and non-surprisingly, it doesn't really 100% look like the Eden that was shown to us in Chu's or Go-on's MV. Again, underlining how the members' solo MVs are shown through their eyes and are not to be taken at face value. And the choice for a yellow building could kind of underline the symbolism of Eden as well. While yellow is seen as a happy and hopeful color by most, the negative attributes are betrayal, egotism, cowardice, and anxiety. And this, just like a lot of other things, can be traced back to the Bible as well. I'm not even kidding. Yellow is associated with Judas, who famously betrayed Jesus. It is never stated in the Bible which color his clothes were, but in paintings it sometimes is established that yellow is his color. This is also why the color can be associated with envy or jealousy. Fun fact, in German there are a lot of sayings that use color. If you see red, you're angry. If you are blue, you're drunk. And if you turn yellow, you turn yellow from being envious. There also were tests done in prisons where they painted the walls in different colors to see if it would have any effect on the inmates. And it turned out that warm colors like red, orange, and yellow are supposedly turning people nervous, even increasing their heart rates and brainwave activities. But colors like green or blue are supposed to have the opposite effect. Again, take this with a grain of salt, but if I lived in a yellow house wearing a yellow uniform, I would probably go at least a little mad. So I feel like this is just another way for Eden to hide their evilness with a happy and joyful facade. So this MV is pretty clear on what is happening, so let's just quickly get through some of the story beats and things that you might have missed. So to start off, the members are wearing different colored skirts. Go-on has blue, and this can give off a cold and depressing aura, but it can also symbolize hope and loyalty. Eve has red, which stands for passion and courage, but also for danger and aggression. Olivia Hay has green, which can be a color associated with life, luck, renewal, and growth, because of its associations with nature, but also stagnation, immaturity, boredom, selfishness, and greed. And finally, Chu is yellow, but her skirt also seems to have the subcolor red. Again, yellow can be a symbol for happiness, cheerfulness, and red can be for love and passion, but also jealousy, cowardice, and red can be anger and aggression. In a way, these colors are the perfect way of symbolizing each member's positive and negative traits. Eve is passionate and courageous about changing her and her members' futures. But when things don't go her way, she becomes aggressive with her members and can even be a danger to them. Chu is a joyful young girl that is looking up to the ambitious Eve with loving eyes. But she is scared to follow Eve's lead. She is jealous of Eve's strength and lashes out at Go-on when she refuses to join them, even though Chu didn't join Eve at first as well. Go-on is hopeful and loyal to her friends, but when they want to exit Eden with her, she becomes distant and scared. She trusts in her loyalty with Eden and becomes a sad and scared person once she is stalked by her former friends. And Olivia Hay is stagnant and immature when we see her in Love4eva. She is selfish when she only thinks about her own feelings towards Eden and refuses to open her eyes to the true nature of Eden. She even seems a little greedy when we see her indulge in Eden's food, while the other members stay cautious. But this changes once she does open her eyes and grows into her new self. She starts her new life on Earth and is lucky enough to have some great friends helping her along the way. And just like we can see the two sides of the members portrayed in the two sides of their colored skirts, we can see the two colors of Eden through the whole MV. In my opinion, these different lighted scenes are supposed to show us that the happy front the members have to show to Eden and what Eden shows of itself and what Eden is actually like are not synonymous at all. Interestingly enough, this theme of duality also kind of fits into Olivia's assigned color. It is kind of interesting how Olivia's color is gray, because there are light and dark grays, and she has light ones in some of her teasers, and in others it is a darker shade. The other members have a specific color assigned to them, and she has a spectrum of colors. It could of course be a reference to her fate being created by herself. Like, Olivia has the ability to decide if her future is going to be a sad, dark grey in Eden, or a fun and light grey on Earth. This could also be a little hint at the fact that she is not inherently a good or bad person. I know that some orbits like to theorize about Olivia or Jinsoul being the big bads of the Loonaverse, but I don't think so at all. To me, it seems like the color of the members depends on the people that they surround themselves with. And in the case of Olivia being left alone in Eden, it is probably a pretty dark shade. But just like Cherry and Jinsoul mix and match to create a lighter shade of blue, Olivia can also mix and match with her members. And she kind of does so, at least when we look at the Olivia Hey and Go On CD. That is a light grey, kind of silver shade, and they both smile on the cover. So to me, it seems like Olivia and Jinsoul having darker colors is not necessarily a given, and that their members can lighten up their world, and so their colors lighten up as well. You can see how Olivia isn't actually all too happy once the members left, while the members are happily exiting Eden together. This is also why Olivia wanders into the forest as well, since she probably feels like there isn't that much that she can lose anymore after losing her only friends. So Olivia probably isn't just an evil person that is loyal to Eden because she's evil, but that she was manipulated by Eden, and now that her members / friends are gone, she sees that her loyalty was given to the wrong person. With the dance scenes, there are the bright colored skirts scenes and the yellow uniform darkly lit scene, where they dance in front of the headmistress. Since we know that dancing and singing can be used to do magical stuff in the Loonaverse, or they may be harvesting powers and using the girls to change the world. You know, like an evil witch's coven? I mean, these scenes being kind of creepy. Loona 1/3's Rain 51 Decibel and Sonatin, and even Odd Eye Circle solos and Sweet Crazy Dove, they all have these creepy scenes and show dancing as something associated with magical powers. So to me, it doesn't seem too far-fetched that Eden knows about this power and wants to use the girls for their evil plans. But what do I know? To add to this creepy feeling, they sing about love, and then they say how this love hurts them, while they do this stabbing motion towards their stomach. I always wondered if I'm the only person that was thinking about seppuku, or how it is known in America and Europe, harakiri, when seeing this dance move. Like, all of a sudden you see the members in a darkly lit room and they do this move. And it feels like a dark twist to this quote-unquote love. Like, you would hurt yourself for this love? Even my kidney is pounding, well. So we can see these fast flashes of red. They are also shown later on in this MV, and they look similar to the effects that were used in Olivia Hay's MV and the Odd Eye Circle Max and Match teaser. And they seem to be showing the forest. To me, this feels like it shows us that Eve was in the forest, and therefore probably in Middle-earth, before she returns just in time for the examination. When the members are lined up for their examination, the headmistress walks by them with a stick or ruler, and these were used in the past to quote-unquote discipline students. And what does the headmistress look for? Well, my guess would be that she's looking for dirt. Like, literally. If the girls were trying to escape Eden, then they would have been going outside, maybe running through the forest to find a way out, and then they would have dirty hands, shoes, or socks. And also in the scene you can see all of these chairs in the background. It does seem like there might be more girls, or maybe that they were going to have more girls in Eden, which is kind of interesting to think about. And also, I just have to add that I feel like not enough orbits have ever asked themselves, well, why does the headmistress check if they try to run away at all, if she was sure about them not being able to exit Eden? Well, it is because the headmistress knows that it is possible. And how would she know? Well, because somebody in the past has already escaped. In my theory, Vivi and Jinsoul were in Eden once, and they were the first two members to escape. Jinsoul, being someone with an odd eye, was able to find the forbidden fruit, and she found out on accident that she can travel realms by eating them. She didn't actually know at the time that everyone has to find their own fruit to escape, and so she gave Vivi one of her cherries, and they presumably escaped Eden. But while Jinsoul ended up on Earth, Vivi was stuck in Middle-earth. And when Hazel met Vivi in Middle-earth and wanted to take her to Earth, she hadn't yet eaten her forbidden fruit, defied Eden, and opened her eyes, so her body got separated from her mind. And by the way, I do believe that Chu meeting Hazel in Middle-earth and not being able to see her was because she had traveled to Middle-earth via Eve's apples, thus not opening her eyes and defying Eden. So if Hazel would have taken her to Earth, she would have gotten separated from her body just like Vivi did. Now Eve gets scolded for her dirty socks. I'm guessing that the headmistress reads some kind of book with their doctrines to her as punishment for her not being loyal enough to Eden. And Chu takes interest in her. Eve is now separated from the others, which is a common tactic in manipulating your underlings. The headmistress punishes the other members by making them have to study, while Eve gets to look out of the window doing nothing. This is supposed to make the other members turn on her, since when she does something wrong, everyone besides her gets punished. This creates an atmosphere where nobody actually trusts each other and people turn on each other. In the next scene though, we can see that these tactics didn't work, since even though Eve sneaks out, the other members do not alert the headmistress. And while the other members are punished even more now that they didn't snitch on Eve, Eve gets to explore the forest and tries to find a way out. We even get to see her recruiting her first disciple in Chu. Now another quick flash of the Red Forest. Now I'm guessing that Eve, Chu, and Gohan's MVs took place, and Eve together with Chu visited Middle-earth through the forest. Mind you, I do not believe that this MV is only showing one day. I feel like the MV is basically a summary of how the other members drifted away from Olivia Hay over time and how this affected her. Underlined by the lyrics, you know I'm egoistic, and we know that people who love themselves and are their true selves are selfish and egoistic in the eyes of Eden. So Eve, Chu, and Gohan are selfish, and Olivia seems to know. When I step towards you, who I consider a friend, it scares me. What can I do? It seems to me like Olivia isn't ready yet to leave Eden. She is scared and hesitant, but the other members want her to outgrow this scared self, so they stay away from her, just like Eve stayed away from Chu when she had to find her own way and start loving herself. So they're planning their escape together, while Olivia watches from afar. This, to me, also feels like Olivia is scared of telling the headmistress about this, but she's also scared of keeping it a secret or ignoring it. If she tells the headmistress, then her members will be in a lot of trouble, which she probably doesn't want. But if she keeps it a secret or ignores it, then they might just be caught and it will be blamed on Olivia either way. Or they get lost in Middle-earth just like Vivi. She doesn't even know what to do, so she observes them from afar. But when she enters, the members stop talking, so they also do not believe in Olivia. They probably know how scared, but also loyal Olivia is. If she wants only the best for the members, but believes that Eden is the best for the members, then she could turn out to be a troublemaker. So they do not want to involve her, since she would want to stop them. And the other members being shown together having fun is probably supposed to show us that Olivia is turning angry and jealous. You know what I've noticed as well? The members' new selves awaken when they are experiencing their own emotion in an extreme way. In these moments of distress, they can overcome themselves and outgrow themselves, in a way awakening their powers. Eve got her powers before the others. She probably ran into the forest to run away. She experienced immense faith when she made the decision to leave Eden behind and find a way out to create a better future for herself and her members. Chu was experiencing immense love when she fell for Eve, and in the name of this love, wanted to become just like Eve, like a better person. Gohan was really scared of Eve and Chu's plan, hence why she ran away from the others. But when she met Hyunjin, she experienced immense hope. She saw how much these people outside of Eden care for her, and that it would be the best to outgrow yourself and get out of your comfort zone and leave Eden behind to create a better future for yourself. In this MV, a lot of people think the other YYXY members are leaving Olivia behind and that they don't want anything to do with her. But remember how Eve had to ignore Chu for her to reach her conclusion? They want Olivia to experience immense anger for her to be able to overcome her shortcomings and start relying on herself and her own love, instead of other people that might not have the best in mind for her, i.e. the people of Eden. Olivia had to become angry towards the taboos of Eden, and the members only reached their goal after taking away what is most important and precious to Olivia, her friends. So leaving her behind was not evil. In fact, it was the opposite. Olivia could only experience this anger after the members left. and this anger was the only reason why Olivia was able to leave Eden behind in the first place. Now another quick flash of the forest, and Eve together with Chu and Gowan now visited Middle-earth through the forest for the last time before finding out a way to reach Earth. Now, why are they eating roses? Well, first of all, it is said that red roses can be a symbol for the blood shed by Jesus on the cross. Thus, the roses symbolize love and hope. But most famously, they are a symbol for true love. So could it be then that they are starting to love themselves by consuming these flowers? Well, yes, kind of. So the members' fruits, besides Gowan's pineapple, are part of the rose family. This includes apples, plums, cherries, and strawberries. By the way, plums are closely related to cherries, and Olivia meets Jinsoul in her MV. Just a little fun fact. So by eating their assigned fruits, they become their true selves, and they stop loving themselves. In a way, love forever could also be about loving yourself forever. Like only having eyes for this one person and having your heart skip a beat could also be about yourself, you know? Now there is a last flash of the red forest, and Olivia enters the forest. So now that all of the 4 members are symbolically together, they can enter Earth through the forest and thus Middle-earth. But first a flashback to Olivia being left alone. Olivia is the only one that still has her socks and shoes on normally. She is the only one still studying, the only one still dancing for the headmistress, the only one still eating up what Eden presents her, while the other members do not eat anything, because they opened their eyes. In the Vimeo version of this MV, that was exclusive to the Vimeo platform, there's an extended scene where we see Olivia eat the crackers, while there actually is a blood plum on her plate, and the other members are side-eyeing her because she still doesn't take the opportunity to open her eyes by eating her assigned fruit. Also notice how the headmistress is also gone in the scene when the other members are gone. Could be a continuity error, but it would also fit in well if this wasn't an accident. Like, Olivia is all alone and still she follows the rules of the headmistress, even if there is no one there that would punish her if she didn't. Now, interestingly enough, they are eating apples, only Olivia is eating something else. She has not yet gained consciousness. If we are to compare this to the Bible story, then in a way Olivia is kind of like Adam. She knows you should not eat from this tree and you should not do things that are sinful and forbidden. She really tries to be perfect, but in trying this she makes everything harder for herself. And then after opening her eyes and eating her forbidden fruit, she realizes that this isn't actually what she wants. Eve picked the forbidden fruit and ate it. Adam was with her and he ate it too. Their eyes were opened and their innocence lost. It would also kind of explain the YY by Y name. YY by Y reversed is XXYX, and then read it reverse, just like the intro is in reverse. It is XYXX, so XY for men and XX for women, just like in the Bible. Olivia Hay and Gowan being the men, quote unquote, and Chu and Eve being the woman. And this is also kind of interesting because Eve's name is a reference to the biblical Eve, and Olivia Hay was actually supposed to be called something dumb as a reference to Adam. Now we see the members escape while Olivia stays behind. So we finally caught up to the scene from the beginning, and we see Gowan turn around, seemingly waiting to see if Olivia would follow them. Or maybe she just looks back because she regrets her decisions, who knows. Olivia now is all alone in the forest, and also wants to exit Eden. So she follows the members, and after meeting Jinsoul and eating her assigned fruit, she is on Earth, reunited with the members again in Hi Hi. So yeah, that was it for the Love4eva MV. Now let's just quickly analyze the one teaser. Your god person puts an apple tree in the middle of the garden and says, "Do what you like, guys." Oh, but don't eat the apples. I don't need no Garden of Eden. So there is the imposed thought of free will in Eden, but you are not actually free. You can do what you want to do, but do not open your eyes. Do not become independent. Do whatever you want, but only if I allow you. The girls wander through Eden and they all find an apple. They all disobey Eden. They all realize that they don't need no Garden of Eden. And this is beautifully underlined by the song playing in the background. The song playing in the background is Das heimliche Lied, or in English, The Secret Song. It is in German, and the lyrics are telling us about someone being in immense pain, but they do not talk about their pain. The pain is some kind of Weltschmerz, which can be described as the experience of someone who believes that reality can never satisfy the expectations of the mind. it can never come close to the fantasy that lives in your mind, resulting in a mood of weariness and sadness about life because you're so acutely aware of the evil and suffering that exists in the actual world that you can't really change. And about how these feelings never get to see the light of day because the person that has these feelings keeps them deep down inside of their heart, and nobody actually sees how much they're suffering. So the person starts to make up their own reality inside of their mind, where it is peaceful, and it seems like the song ends on a somewhat hopeful note. The inner world leaves their lips and becomes part of reality, at least somewhat. But the song is actually cut off before the last verse, which is about the salvation. I don't know if this was done on purpose, but either way it is definitely an interesting fun fact, since the members are looking for their salvation in Eden, which is why they start to rebel against Eden in the first place. Because they will never find true salvation in Eden. They are looking for a just and peaceful world, and the first step towards this world is to leave Eden behind, this evil place. So what is quite interesting about the lore in this video is that the video is called One, and the members are shown as one. They're all assigned emotions in this video, and at the end, when Olivia takes a bite out of the apple, she can see the other members in the mirror. Another sign to us that while Olivia is seen as loyal to Eden, and as the bad guy in some theories, she never was just purely on Eden's side from the beginning, and also she is not evil. She, just like the other members, was blinded by Eden, but after biting into the apple and realizing that she doesn't need no garden of Eden, she actually becomes rebellious against Eden as well. And this is why they're all happily together on Earth in the YYXY MV. They do not actually dislike each other. This video was released after the Love4eva MV. To me it feels like it underlines the events of the Love4eva MV and their solo MV. It is supposed to make it clear to us that Olivia is just like the other members, and that if they decided to leave, then they would only be able to leave as one. They didn't leave Olivia behind for her to stay in Eden, but for her to find her own way out of Eden. But I also like the theory that they're just all part of one person. But yeah, I feel like this video is often misinterpreted because of the I and thou art me line, but I wouldn't really take it at face value. Since they are all shown together in the group MVs, it seems like they're not just a hallucination of Olivia, unless all of the other members also hallucinated them, but I wouldn't think so. And it is more so that they're one unit. They have been together and they will stay together. They all experienced the same messed up things in Eden and learned to overcome their hardships together. I am thou art me. I can relate to you. We are all basically in the same situation. Lastly, let's revisit the solo MVs, in particular the MV's descriptions, since they have a lot of additional information on the subunits and what kind of story the Loonaverse is trying to tell. First of all, what do the descriptions tell us about the Loonaverse overall? Moving on through Loona 1/3 and Loona Odd Eye Circle, Loona has taken roots into its unique Loonaverse. Each member gathers to form a unit, which becomes not just a collaboration, but a complete group with distinct musical style. Loona 1/3 sang about the thrill of first love and the sorrow of heartbreak. Loona Odd Eye Circle took the fans by surprise with their odd view of the world. Just as Love and Live and Love and Evil, Mix and Match and Max and Match have, Loona shuffles and swaps words to toughen its Mobius strip to become one. Loona's each member with her own distinct character encounters each other to build up the universe. The first member Heejin started off by meeting Hyunjin, which then led to the introduction of Haseol to make 3. While the youngest member Yeojin and Bibi from Hong Kong join, Loona 1/3 was complete. Love and Live, an album full with emotions of first crush, gets reversed to create Love and Evil, an album with pain of first heartbreak, to wrap up the first chapter of Loona 1/3's career. Loona creates another circle with Loona Odd Eye Circle, with girls who prefer to take charge in the relationship, Kim Lip, Jinsoul and Cherry. They mix and match through Mix and Match to the maximum level of Max and Match, while Loona developed the depth of their music, visuals, and storytelling to the next level. Each member releasing their own singles with distinct characters to create their own universe. Loona started with the introduction of Heejin in October of 2016, with the debut of each additional member, and with formations of units under the name of Loona. They grew along with the fandom all around the globe. Loona 1/3, composed of Heejin, Hyunjin, Haseol and Bibi, put together stories of innocence and excitement in the first crush of the girls in their music. Kim Lip, Jinsoul and Cherry formed Loona Odd Eye Circle and take charge in their love. Since the debut of Heejin in October 2016, Loona has finally announced its 12th member, Olivia Hay, to complete its lineup. Loona 1/3 has gone around the world to unite the girls and released Love and Live and Love and Evil to show the process of transformation to explain the universe of Loona for the first time. Loona Odd Circle gathered 3 odd girls to complete a big circle with colors as the central idea. Each of the members have their unique identity as a solo artist, and the solo artists gather to form a unit. When the units finally gather, they create a world. Loona 1/3 sang the excitement and expectations of the first love through Love and Live. Loona Odd Circle sang that love is not about waiting, but about stepping forward and taking action through mix and match. Finally, Loona YYXY sings about the love of youth, so shiny to seem luminous, through beauty and the beat. They decide to be truthful to their emotions in the moment, free of worries about what may come tomorrow. From this we can conclude that while each of the units is handled separately in their pre-debut project, we have to take each unit and each member into account while analyzing the Loonaverse. The way that all of the units and members are mentioned in the descriptions makes this very clear. In order to solve the Loonaverse and see the full picture, every piece of this puzzle needs to be connected. So we know that the Loonaverse is made up of 3 subunits, Loona 1/3, Loona Odd Circle, and Loona YYXY. We also know that the members coming together in units of 2 and in their subunits was really important. We know that Loona 1/3 sings about first love through the story of 4 innocent girls from all around the world that unite and go to school together, I guess. Now the Love and Live is reversed to Love and Evil, and they sing about the pain of first breakups, and this transformation of joy to misery explains the universe of Loona for the first time. I'm guessing that this is supposed to let us know that every good can also reverse and turn into something evil or bad. Every good emotion or action can have the opposite effect. Like, Loona 1/3 waits for love to come to them, but as we can see with Hyunjin in her solo MV, this waiting can be a way of procrastinating that can lead to your crush falling in love with someone else while you keep on waiting for them. This duality of reversing good and bad toughens the Mobius strip, making me believe that for everything good happening to one subunit, another unit has to suffer. And in this case, 1/3 waiting for their loved one to come to them is a reference to the YYXY members coming to them, coming to Earth. But since 1/3 only waits and does not do anything to change the situation of the YYXY members, they eventually notice that their unwillingness to take charge and change things hurts their counterparts. Loona Odd Circle on the other hand takes charge in their love. They are not afraid to show their true colors and bloom. When their mix and match is reversed, we get max and match, and they see their limitations for the first time. They are overly zealous, but we can see just how unwilling some of the YYXY members are to exit Eden in Go-on's MV and the Love4eva MV. So their zealousness can become something bad if they start to pressure the YYXY members. So after 1/3 noticed how their unwillingness to take charge hurts their counterparts YYXY, Odd Circle took charge and overdid it. They paved the way for YYXY, but they weren't ready yet. So while Odd Circle maximized their attempts to save everyone, they actually pushed people further away from them. Now 1/3's gentle innocence is needed. 1/3 connects with their counterparts in YYXY and give the members the strength and trust they need to trust the Odd Circle members' plans. Now YYXY had Beauty and the Beat, but nothing else. Well, me and a lot of other orbits actually believe that there was supposed to be a reverse of Beauty and the Beat, presumably Femme and Fatal. While in Beauty and the Beat we see the members accept themselves for who they are and love themselves, in Femme and Fatal we would have seen the reverse. I believe that this would have been a flashback to their times in Eden, a way to establish the connections of Olivia Hay and Go-on, why Chu started to put Eve's on a pedestal and the journey of Eve to be a rebellious leader. But maybe also an explanation of how Jinsoul and Bibi escaped Eden, but this is just speculation. I think we could have gotten a lot of answers in this album about what Eden even is and what they're trying to do with the members. Femme and Fatal literally means deadly woman. An attractive and mysterious woman, especially one who is likely to cause distress or disaster to a man who becomes involved with her. A femme fatale tries to achieve her hidden purpose by using her feminine features like her beauty or charm. I believe that this comeback would have shown us the members being overly confident in themselves, but in a somewhat toxic way, maybe trying to outdo each other to gain the appreciation of Eden. Olivia Hay maybe would have done really well in Eden's eyes, and this is why she is distant from the other members. Maybe Eve tries to exit Eden on her own, and tries to find a way to take the other members with her, without their consent. They would have all tried to find happiness and purpose in other people, but this is exactly why they didn't achieve anything, you know? And maybe this could have also shined a light on how Jinsoul escaped together with Bibi, but how her overconfidence in herself made it so that Bibi was never actually able to escape Eden. and this could have been a great way to connect Vivi and Jinsoul with Eden, and explain why the YYXY members are so scared of leaving Eden behind, because they witnessed what happened to Vivi and Eden, and what happened to her after she left. So a femme fatale only thinks about herself, but in a way also becomes a victim of her own beauty. Think about characters like Tomie, who is so beautiful that she gets victimized by the men that fall deeply in love with her. Tomie is a supernatural being created by Junji Ito. In the beginning, she is introduced as a beautiful young woman, but all of her stories end with her beauty becoming fatal to herself. She tricks the men into doing her bidding until they become so full of love that they do really bad stuff for her and also to her. She is so beautiful that it makes the men around her crazy. In the end, even if she would genuinely fall for someone, that someone could never be able to see anything in Tomie besides her beauty. And this makes her so bitter and hateful. She will never be able to be genuinely loved. She will never be happy with someone for long, and her life will inevitably end in sorrow. You could say that a femme fatale who only cares about herself and uses her features to get her way has a big advantage. She can do whatever she wants and play around with people like she desires to. But her beauty will also become fatal to herself. When she notices that she is nothing but her beauty in the eyes of others, that she is nothing more than eye candy, she will inevitably end up unhappy, since beauty fades away and then she has nothing left. So if the YYXY members were reduced to the beauties from Beauty and the Beat, like we can see in Love4eva, where they are body checked by the headmistress and where they have to do pretty dances, then they would inevitably turn this reduction into a weapon, becoming femme fatales in the process. Them becoming more than just pretty little dolls and even turning rebellious in the eyes of Eden would then be a good way of reversing the story. But in the end, the only way for the YYXY members to become happy is to not look for validation elsewhere but within themselves. And this is exactly what they learn in their solos and in the Love4eva MV. They love themselves and that is enough. They are finally freed from Eden, not only with their bodies but with their minds as well. Well, this was quite a lot. But on to the next question. What is said about the YYXY members and Eden? Now Loona takes another step with the introduction of Eve to start building its last 4-member squad. Eve asked the question in Eden, is it really a bad thing to disobey God? If someone has already decided our fate, wouldn't it be a better life to stand up against that fate? Even if it's not something grand, such as God or fate, Eve thinks that she will not surrender herself to any walls or glass ceilings she may have to face. The title track New is a song where Eve declares that she will be herself no matter what kind of hardship, pain or frustrations faces her. The music video for New was directed by Digipedi. He captures fatal images of Eve, who takes a bite out of an apple on purpose to be exiled to the earth. We all wonder who the last member is going to be. The start of the new unit took off with Eve, and now the 10th member of Loona, Chu, reveals herself to bring a new wind into the universe of Loona. The new single lets the fans take a peek into Chu's desire to be loved by Eve, who also has said in her lyrics, "My heart that wants to be like you gets colored, filled with you." The title track Heart Attack does not interpret the feelings of being in love in a serious way, but with Chu's own adorable emoticon-like way. The music video has references to historical and fictional characters, such as the artist René Magritte, Hans Christian Andersen's short story The Little Match Girl, and John Appleby's novel Aphrodite Means Death. The supporting track Girls Talk is a duet by Chu and Eve, a rendition of a daily dialogue between two girls. Sweet but sometimes secretive, the precious chats between the girls get reinterpreted to become a song. When 4 girls who denied the Garden of Eden gather, the party begins. Each unit pursuing their music as independent groups. Loona realized the idea of becoming one big group with many colors, and now the 11th member Go-On appears where Eve and Chu have met after denying the Garden of Eden. Go-On's title track One and Only is about self-love. Even when it feels like the existence of oneself seems irrelevant in the world and may feel very little among others, Go-On sings It's Not a Coincidence That I've Met Myself, and emphasizes how she met herself one and only is precious. This version of One and Only, distributed online, has been mixed in 3D to stimulate stereognostic perception of the listeners when listened on either earphones or headphones. Eve, Chu and Go-On will soon meet the last piece of the puzzle to create their own universe of girls who escaped the Garden of Eden. Last 4 girls are remaining, starting with Eve, Chu and Go-On. Talk about their ego. The ego is seen as a girl who admires someone or envies another. Sometimes it starts from self-loathing or disappointment in oneself. However, they come to a realization that self-awareness is not decided upon or created by somebody else, but built by oneself by starting to love oneself. with novelty, excitement, and uniqueness. Although it may seem selfish, the process of completing one's ego with loving oneself is captured in the story. Olivia Hayes' title track Egoist starts with calm melodies to eventually encounter provocative beats to take a step towards loving oneself instead of someone else. Pop melodies mixed with EDM beats to build up until a dramatic fall at the beat drop, which then is brought to salvation by Jinsoul's rap. Also, the music video features Olivia Hayes' dynamic movement, along with hidden cuts around the narratives of Loona. Go On and Olivia Hayes' duet Rosie captures the pretty but edgy, unpredictable emotions of modern girls who are nice but chic, kind but naughty, or interested but not enough to go out with someone. Eve, Chu, Go On and Olivia Hay, the members of Loona YYXY, have talked about their own self-awareness and ego in their solo releases. The ego takes them to admire or even be jealous of someone else, like many girls in their age do. Sometimes the story derives from self-hatred or disappointment. However, they all come to a realization that ego isn't decided or made by someone else, but is completed by loving oneself. So what we can conclude from this is that Eden basically pressured the girls into being beautiful young dolls that follow Eden's lead without any doubt inside. And we can theorize about how Eden made the girls obey them. First of all, Eden is likely to have told the girls about the will of God. They used this grand figure to make the girls feel small and insignificant in comparison. Loving oneself is not important to the girls, since they are taught that they are irrelevant in the world, that they are assigned a role and a fate by a higher being, and that they are selfish to think about themselves in a confident way, since this would only feed their ego. They start to admire each other for their virtue, but also start to hate and be disappointed in themselves for not being able to reach the pedestal they put others on. They know that they are not worth more than their ability to aid Eden, so they start to think very little of themselves and start to rely on Eden to make them feel worthy. And this only feeds into their insecurities even more, since the members that are doing better in Eden's eyes are envied by the other members. I'm guessing that this is what happened to Olivia. The members constantly had to compete against one another, and when one member was the most obedient one, the one that didn't ask any questions and just did what was told to them, then the other members had to compete with them. And then the next person was the most obedient one. It creates distrust in one another and makes them even more desperate for Eden's affection, since they cannot rely on each other. This is why Olivia was friends with the members, but at the same time they were unable to trust Olivia with their plans to exit Eden. And it also is the reason why Go On was hesitant to follow Eve's lead, since she would have to disobey Eden and lose her only support system that she has besides her members. This is the reason why Eve starts to think about rebelling. If someone has already decided our fate, wouldn't it be better to stand up against that fate? She starts to plant the thought of rebellion in the other members' minds. A daily dialogue between two girls, sweet but sometimes secretive, since they don't want Eden to notice any of their disobedience. And then there's a lot of stuff on egos, that an ego is not created by another person but by oneself, and that you can only complete the ego by loving yourself and becoming your true self, with your own excitement and uniqueness. While Eden sees this as something selfish, it actually is selfless to not rely on others to assure you in your own confidence and to make them decide over your own fate. What is also quite interesting is the subtext of some of the things that are said. Heart Attack does not interpret the feelings of being in love in a serious way, but with Chu's own adorable emoticon-like ways. I feel like this underlines my theory of Chu's MV being shown through her eyes. We see her idolized Eden that she hallucinates. She is unable to cope with her situation, so she much rather would like to see her cute and colorful fantasy than to live in the depressing reality. Also, Go On appears where Eve and Chu have met after denying the Garden of Eden. This would indicate that the one and only MV at least partly takes place in Middle-earth. And this would also indicate that Go On tries to see the world around her in an idolized version. What if after she eats her assigned fruit, she actually is in Middle-earth, but she sees Middle-earth as Eden, since she feels more comfortable in an environment that she already knows. And the girls who escaped the Garden of Eden in Go On's description also is really interesting. This is not said in a way that indicates this happening in the future, but more so that it has already happened or is set in stone. Like, I'm going to eat something is different from I ate something. Or is it just a strange translation error? Who knows? There's also an interesting bit in Olivia Hayes' description. Pop melodies mixed with EDM beats to build up until a dramatic fall at the beat drop, which then is brought to salvation by Jinsoul's rap. Yes, this is just a description of the song, but I feel like it also describes the MV very well. Olivia has fallen from Eden and she is torn up inside. And then she actually is saved by Jinsoul. I kind of like the attention to detail. Overall, you could say that while Loona 1/3 are waiting for love to come to them and YYXY is casting love spells to make love appear, the YYXY girls are creating love by loving themselves. YYXY can tell us that love isn't something cruel like the Love and Evil album suggests. In a more literal way, this could mean that Loona 1/3 members wanted the YYXY members to escape Eden, but they didn't do much about it. They didn't actually know if leaving Eden was something that would be desired. Then YYXY actually did something about it, but they were too eager and made the YYXY members even more scared of what is beyond Eden by forcefully taking them to Middle-earth. In the end, only loving oneself creates meaningful change. Only after the YYXY members met their other halves and became their true selves were they able to leave Eden behind and decide their own fate. So this wraps up one of the longest videos I've ever made. And this is why this took me 2 weeks to make. So hopefully you liked it, and if you liked it you can like and subscribe. So now I guess I'm going to work on the last video in the ABCs of Loona series. That is going to cover the Hi Hi MV and the Butterfly MV. And after this I think I'm going to make the timeline video I've been working on for a while. And I also have to work on my 300 subscribers special, so yeah, stay tuned and see you next time. Bye.